wondering, has the president seen those images of the 5-year-old boy who was pulled out of the rubble, and does he have any reaction to those images? And I think today marks 6 months since the signing of the cessation of hostilities. Does that cessation in the president's mind still hold, or has it been completely broken at this point?
Well, listen, I haven't spoken to the president about the image of that young boy in Syria, but it's difficult to spend much time looking at that image without being shaken by it. It's an arresting image, and one that does document the terrible daily tragedy of life inside of Syria. It's heartbreaking. It's difficult to imagine what that 5-year-old boy has seen in his short life, but it's deeply troubling to anybody with a conscience. It's why the president and his team have invested so much time and energy to trying to bring an end to the violence inside of Syria. And as heartbreaking as that situation is, there's no military solution. In fact, I think that image in some ways is a testament to the fact that continued military action along the lines of the indiscriminate bombings carried out by the Syrian regime and aided and abetted by their allies like like Russia and Iran, is actually only making the situation worse. And that's been communicated quite directly at very senior levels by American officials to their Russian counterparts. And we were pleasantly surprised 6 months ago when the cessation of hostilities first went into effect, that it did have a greater than expected impact in reducing the violence in Syria. But we have obviously seen that cessation of hostilities fray significantly in some key areas of the country. It hasn't frayed everywhere, but in some key areas, including in Aleppo, we've been deeply concerned about that. And we've made the case to the Russians directly that continuing to support the Syrian regime as they carry out this kind of indiscriminate military activity only deepens the chaos inside of Syria. It only exacerbates the violence in that country, and it exacerbates the kind of tensions that fuel extremists, which is why it's just hard to believe that Russia has a sound strategy for going after extremists when so much of their strategy rests on carrying out and supporting the kinds of activities that only fuel that extremism. So this has been an inherent contradiction in the Russian approach to Syria from the beginning, and one that I pointed out from this podium on many occasions. And we're going to continue to make the case to the Russians that their strategy needs to change.